My parents demanded everything in court. Then I handed the judge one paper that made police stormman. I spent 25 years in cyber command. I've shut down foreign hackers, decoded terrorist chatter, testified in classified rooms, but nothing prepared me for the moment. My own sister looked me in the eye and said, "You don't belong here." It was late September. I had just stepped out of a cab, discharge papers still warm in my bag. I stood on the sidewalk outside the house my grandfather built and felt like a stranger. The porch light flickered above me. Once a welcome sign, now it felt like a warning. When my sister answered the intercom, she didn't ask if I was okay. "I'm calling the police," she said flatly. "I just came back from service," I said, voice shaking. "I wanted to see Mom." "She doesn't want to see you," she snapped. "And neither does Dad. This isn't your home anymore. You're not in the will. You're not even on the deed." 10 minutes later, a cruiser pulled up. One officer was young. The other had a buzz cut and military eyes. "Lieutenant Colonel?" he asked gently. I nodded, but it didn't matter. "This property belongs to your sister and father," the younger one said. "You have no legal access." I stepped back as the gate shut. The war hadn't ended. It had only changed shape. That night, I didn't go home. I parked 2 blocks down and stared at the crooked "for sale" sign stabbed into the lawn where I once played tag with my cousins. I hadn't cried in years. Not when we lost soldiers. Not when I came home to silence. But that night, something cracked. They weren't just selling a house. They were scrubbing me from my own bloodline. The next morning, I met someone I hadn't seen in years. An old dorm friend, now a lawyer. She slid a tablet across the cafe table. "Thought you'd want to see this." It was a property transfer. My name, forged as the seller. "That's not my signature," I whispered. "I know," she said. "And we're going to prove it." What followed felt like a military op. False deeds, shell companies, a suspended notary, and the bombshell. My grandfather had left the house to me, but a month later, a new will surfaced, handing everything to my father and sister. We had enough to go to court, but then it got darker. Power spikes from the house. No permits, no renovation filings, just activity. Heavy, illegal, and buried in silence. One night, someone left a note under my windshield. "If you're really her, meet me alone." I went. The man was local. Mechanic, former Marine. Said he saw unmarked vans unloading crates at the house. Always at night, always guarded, and always with one man watching. My sister's husband. I started surveillance. At midnight, I saw the trucks myself. Filmed everything. Then heard voices through a vent. "If the officer finds out, sever the tie." That voice was my father's. He wasn't just aware. He was leading it. They were laundering government equipment under a shell company, using my military clearance. They stole my home and used my name to fund it. I sent every recording to my team. We pulled financial logs, digital signatures, metadata. My father had signed warehouse leases. My sister's husband had wired cash across borders. And the notary? Proven fraud. We filed the injunction. 2 days later, I walked through the front gate in uniform. My lawyer beside me. My head held high. I rang the doorbell. My sister opened it with that plastic smile until she saw the documents. "This is our house," she said weakly. "No," I said. "It was mine before you rewrote history." In court, I presented one file, the recorder transcript with my father's voice. The room fell silent. When the judge ruled, he didn't just return the house. He handed out prison sentences. My sister, 6 years. Her husband, 8. My father, 10. No parole. And not once did any of them look me in the eye. As I walked out, a veteran touched my arm. "You reminded them," he said softly. "We still stand." I nodded because they took my house. But I took back my name.